Hi, Brandon Hardison, President of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series of public speaking. We do this because some of you are new supervisors or directors and you need to know how to speak to your team in a civilized, fun atmosphere. Or maybe you're a new teacher and you have an opportunity coming up to be in front of the class. Public speaking comes in that arena or not. Or maybe you're just that person that feels that since everyone tells you you have the best speaking voice on the planet, why not get paid for it? Now, with COVID, a whole lot of conventions are not being done. So you're reduced to this box, but every player in the world is reduced to this box. But can you still see your future in it? Yes. Today, I'd like to talk about how to develop improvisation. If you haven't heard of that word, please look it up. Improvisation to become a better public speaker. Once again, how to develop improvisation to become a better speaker. If I had enough time, I would use a technique that was taught to me when I was in college doing public speaking called prep, but we'll save that for another video. Here's the point: we must specifically let the audience know that we're very clear on the message why they're in the room. Here's the reason. Specifically, your speech is being looked upon by many people. Why do I have to go to this meeting? Why did my manager send me there? There's a reason. They came to see you. You are the product expert. You are the person that's going to assure them. If you have some back of the room materials, they're the ones that we want to buy the books, takes, whatever you're selling. But I'll give you an example. If we want to support a view on what's going on in China right now, we need to make sure if we're using as a assistant aid like a PowerPoint, or if we have handouts, all of this needs to be done. People are expecting you to speak. I want them to know where I'm going, so there has to be a structure. Now we can use that great improvisation that you prepared yourself because you practiced for it. Now, you must be an expert in the field. The worst thing for a front of the room person to do, whether you're a manager, supervisor, leading people, is to get in front of people and you don't know exactly what you're talking about. That's going to be a disaster. Not only will the kids for the rest of the semester have second guesses about your abilities, but think about the corporations that bring you in to talk about a specific way to their team members to get all excited about their job, and you're not prepared. So, impromptu can save you when you do not have those things. So, let me just continue to go on and maybe it'll make sense. How many of you have heard, known, even happened to you? You get in front of the room, your heart starts pounding, and you're forgetting everything that you wanted to share with them, message wise. So, slow down. Slow down. If you are unexpectedly invited to speak to the public in the media, do you really have time to prepare? No. That causes severe anxiety for a person in front of the room. What I'm going to share with the audience out there. First of all, calm down. Take a few deep breaths. It's a very simple but effective recipe. If you act in front of a podium, walk align the podium, eye contact on the audience before you start speaking. If you can be seen and if you're acknowledging the people in the first two rows, whether it's center, left, right, They're going to be curious about what's coming next. Now, remember, you're still in impromptu mode because you weren't prepared. By speaking slowly and staying focused and thinking of the information, it will get down to the audience. But people say, well, why can't I have at least some cue cards on it? I have no problem with it. But what happens if the cue cards get misshuffled? They fall off the podium. Now you're looking very stupid because you did not practice the exercise, and the folks looking at you are going to be saying, why did boss invite me to this? This guy's a joke. This young lady doesn't know how this is going to help me. So we must practice. I'll say it again. We must practice. In every video I do, practice, practice, practice. Adults just don't like to practice. For the youngsters, we'll give them a break. But you're up in front of the audience, it's money time. So I would say take a dictionary, randomly choose any word of any kind, whether it's a noun or a verb. Each one of those constitutes a subject. Once again, why did the person bring you in to speak? It's on a specific subject matter. So develop a story for each word that you can use and ask a friend once you have it to evaluate you. Every 30 seconds, stop, get an evaluation. Even one better if you have a recorder to do it on, you will see the difference. But what are we doing? Repetition, repetition, repetition. Now, you may feel I'm a grown adult. Why should I practice so much? Well, if I wanted to get paid, I'm going to make sure I'm going to deliver the best speech possible. But practice makes consistency. And if you're consistency, the audience is going to see that you command the stage the way your presence. You command the stage by your tonality. Another thing to think about, we need to learn auditory as young as we can. How many of you through elementary, middle school, high school was introduced to public speaking? If the answer is no, now I can see why there's more anxiety being in front of your coworkers because you're the director or supervisor, or somebody hired you to come speak to the whole group as a whole. So please make sure that we are prepared. If you're one of those people that likes to throw in humor, that's a good way to loosen up any audience. But make sure it's clean, tasteful, not really what that person brought you in for to say to the people. But by them laughing, it gives you an opportunity to get your next bullet point together. And they think that it's just as seamless as possible. Always control your emotions. The audience is usually sympathetic and respectful to someone that's in front of them. You know why? 89% of all people don't want to be in that position. There was a survey done, and they said that fear of death was important, fear of having no money, and the third fear was getting in front of a group, small or large, and talking to them. So these are just three things I just want you to think about this morning. If you have little time to prepare a speech, please think about it. But the key word out of all of it is practice. Feel free to give me a ring back, shoot me a note. We'll be glad to talk about it. Once again, Brandon Hardison, president of Champion Strategies, with our ongoing series of public speaking. And as always, in parting, you go out and you make it a champion day.